numerous national tournaments and has won 2 international championships. Mickey will return in the fall to begin working towards a master's degree in communication. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to present Mickey Cox.
President Burton, Provost Stearns, Rector Volgino, administrators, faculty, staff, friends, family, and most importantly, the graduating class of 2010. In 1963, players at British professional soccer club Liverpool FC approached their manager Bill Shankly to make him listen to a song that they felt could be a good warm-up tune for the upcoming season. The song was a new recording of a number from the musical Carousel, You'll Never Walk Alone. More than becoming a song for that season, it became the official anthem of the club, and is still played before every home match to this day. Shankly knew that the song was the perfect link between the club and the supporters, showing them that whatever happened, they would never want for support and love. However the season went, they would never walk alone. As I stand before you on this important day, those words echo clearly in my head. We as graduates have done something incredible, but must remember that we did not get here today by ourselves. So it's important that we both look back on what we have done and relish what the future holds for us. When we came to George Mason University, we knew that change was in the air, but if any of us could have foreseen just how much construction that change would entail, we may have considered buying a better parking pass. If you've ever parked on campus, you know that even in the back of Lot K, you're never walking alone. I recently learned that the word Rappahannock comes from the Algonquin language and means where the tide ebbs and flows. But I think if you asked anyone here, it would mean much better than walking from the field house. All jokes aside, while parking at Mason has gotten more difficult, simply being here has changed. When we came to George Mason, we were the most diverse university in the nation. If you come from one of over 120 countries represented, you know that George Mason is always telling you that you are not alone. Our diversity gives us a unique background and an impetus to do something important with it. While we still pride ourselves on our diversity, we have the honor of leaving the #1 university to watch. And the world will watch as we go out and show everyone that we meet that we do things right here at George Mason. Because we know that the passing of knowledge is not a passing fad. We have not endured 7:30 a.m. lectures and 50 inches of snow to take what we have learned and not put it to use. #1 university to watch does not mean that the things we learn stop when we graduate, but that they continue for the rest of our lives. And that is a bold charge, to continue to spread knowledge and pride of George Mason. But if you remember that you're never walking alone, it doesn't seem difficult at all. College has not been an easy task. After multiple changes in major and the escalating difficulty in classes, there have been some sure rough moments. When we were struggling in a class, when we were in the library working on papers and couldn't find the right research, when we were unsure if we even had enough credits to graduate. Professors, librarians, and advisors showed us that we never had to do it alone. College has been difficult, but a wise man once said, a few years' experience will show us that those things, at which time they happened we regarded as our greatest misfortunes, have proved to be our greatest blessings. And I've always taken comfort in that, because there's never a time when it cannot give a feeling of hope. The wise man was George Mason. And if his words were not enough in anonymity, knowing that they came from him should mean so much more to all of us. He never feared walking alone. Even when he stood alone and refused to sign the Constitution, he did, so that none of us would ever have to. Senator Webb knows that it is difficult to tell the criminal justice system to evaluate the way they are acting. But he does, so that none of us have to stand by ourselves. And George Mason has learned from this example. Our early identification program tells at-risk youths that the journey to higher education is not one that you take by yourself. Our Mason Life program stands firm, showing that disabilities will never stop you from getting an education. Our counseling center is always there when you need help. Yes, construction can be annoying, but its results are beautiful. Snow can be crippling, but we simply smile and take a week off of school. It takes courage to stand up against discriminatory practices, but George Mason fights for its community. Our misfortune becomes our blessing. We do it together, and we never walk alone. So yes, we are here to celebrate our achievements and send us on our way into the great wide world. But we should remember three things. First, the education you have gained came from an amazing faculty, and it is now your responsibility to pass it on to everyone you meet. Second, the physical university has changed, but it will always be our home. Finally, wherever you go and whatever you do, know beyond the shadow of a doubt that you will never walk alone. Congratulations to the graduating class of 2010.